All right, well, while people are still trickling in this morning, I will go ahead and get started with our morning announcements. So welcome everybody to week two of the CompuCell3D workshop for 2025. Today is officially day 6 of the workshop for your reference. Just as a reminder, this session, like all other workshop sessions, is being recorded and live streamed to YouTube for your future reference. So do keep in mind that the session is being streamed. You can find all the materials for today in the student materials folder, which I will put here in the Slack. I know there are some people who are joining us for the first time today, so we will walk through a couple of announcements and then we'll get started. If you have a hackathon idea, we have our teaming document up and running. Please do put your idea in the document. There are instructions in the document itself on how to do that. And if you don't have a hackathon idea, but you're interested in participating, you can put your name in the second list there with a little bit about your background so that people can sort of start finding teammates. We have our Slack channel going as well. I'll put the link here. Again, that has updated as of the beginning of last week. So you'll notice that the old link was CC3D Slack 2025. Now it's 2025 CC3D Slack. We have to update our invite links with Slack every 30 days. So we do have a new link there. So make sure you are trying to connect with the updated link. And as always, we'd like to thank our funding sources through the NSF and previously through the NIH, as well as our support network through the IUB Biocomplexity Institute, as well as the OpenVT and Glimprint initiatives. So to go over our people slide again, because some people are joining us for the first time, I am Hayden Fennell, the organizer for this year's workshop. We're working with Professor James Glazier, Pedro Castel, Gilberto Thomas, Julia Bamonte, Jim Sluca, Lorenzo Vascini, Priya Madhyapuk, and TJ Sago. You'll be hearing from a number of these people for the first time this week, but today we are hearing from Giulio Belmonte of North Carolina State University. He'll be teaching us about links and compartmental cells. So just a quick overview of the schedule here for this week. Again, today, links and compartmental cells. Tomorrow, we'll be talking about CompuCell's Python API, as well as data wrangling and tissue folding. On Wednesday, we'll be talking about a different kind of network modeling with MABOS, as well as best practices and some other features of CompuCell. We'll have kind of a miscellaneous features session at the end of the day to cover a few things that people may need for the hackathon. We're adding another day on Thursday. This day is sort of optional. We're testing some experimental material this year. The title here is wrong. This is not chemotaxis, chemokinesis, and external potentials. I'll get that fixed before tomorrow, but we'll be talking actually about compiling CompuCell3D kind of from scratch and writing extensions to CompuCell in C++. We'll have Michael Getz from our group doing a 2-part session on that. And then for a third session on Thursday, we'll have Pedro talking to us a little bit about how to configure CompuCell for high performance computing with the ultimate goal of developing AI surrogates for our models. So we'll be sending out an announcement about that today. And if you're interested, you are welcome to attend those sessions. But again, that's kind of extra content. If you're not interested in that and would like to get maybe a head start on your hackathon project, that's perfectly fine as well. So today's schedule, again, we'll start our first module here in just a minute on compartmental cells with Giulio Bamonte. He'll go until noon. Then we'll have our 1-hour lunch break as usual until 1 p.m. Again, all these times are in Eastern Daylight Time if you're joining us from a different time zone. Module 6.2, Giulio will talk about links and focal point plasticity. Some of you have been seeing that supposed error at the bottom of CompuCell all week in the red text. You'll finally learn what that error is talking about today. We'll have our afternoon break from 2:30 to 3 p.m. And then from 3 to 4:30, Giulio will be teaching us more about links and focal point plasticity. It's kind of a big topic, so it's a 2-part session today. And then as usual, we have our Q&A and debugging session from 4:30 to 5 this afternoon. Again, as a reminder for some of you who are joining us for the first time today, Some people last week were having issues with CompuCell3D version 4.7.0 crashing on repeated runs of an open simulation. Um, this can be avoided if you just remember to close player and stop after stopping your simulation and then relaunch the simulation from Twedit. It does take a short amount of time for Twedit to reload player, but it takes less time than waiting for player to resolve a crash. So it's not optimal. We're still looking into it. Hopefully we'll have a fix soon for that. Some people have had better luck after rolling back to version 4.6.0, but your mileage may vary. So if you'd like to try doing that, not during the day today, but sometime maybe in the evening and see if it works better for you, then that's fine. But we're kind of getting mixed reports on 4.6 being more stable in that regard. So for now, we recommend just sticking with the closing player workaround.